Hey, what's up? Duce here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I think Atmos or Dolby Atmos is the future of music, or at least a major part in it, and what companies like Apple are doing to change the music industry. But before we get into the video, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. It really helps YouTube know that people want to see my videos. And on a side note real quick, besides posting videos like this, sometimes I post tips and tricks type content, tutorials. I also post beats here on this channel. So if you're an artist in need of a beat, if you're an artist in need of a beat for your project, please consider checking them out. You can also check them out on my website, ducebeats.com. On my website, I'm giving away 10 free beats, no charge. You can use free for your projects. All right, now that we have that handled, let's get into it. Obviously, since I have Atmos set up here in my studio, I believe that this format has at least great potential for the future. So, first of all, let's discuss what Dolby Atmos is. Dolby Atmos is a technology and format that allows sound to be projected in more of a three-dimensional way, creating a more immersive listening experience than just general stereo listening. So you have sound coming around you from all directions. This was obviously originally developed for movie theaters a little more than a decade ago, but now it's available in all kinds of consumer electronics like sound bars, car audio, even your cell phone. One of the key advantages to Dolby Atmos is its scalability and format. It can work with a wide range of speaker configurations, unlike 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound from Dolby. Those configurations require very specific speaker placement and very specific hardware, making it much more difficult and not as accessible for everybody. With Atmos, you don't need to have a particular speaker setup. You can listen to Atmos on a pair of headphones, just regular old normal headphones, all the way up to speaker systems with hundreds of speakers and anything in between. You can buy yourself a Dolby Atmos soundbar now for as little as $100 on Amazon, though I would recommend spending a little bit more to get something to just improve your overall listening experience. But Apple is incentivizing the artists to release projects also in Atmos. Apple is doing this by telling artists to be put on many of their playlists. You need to also submit an Atmos version. And we know that one of the main ways to get your music discovered on any of these platforms is to be put on playlists. Not to be outdone, but Spotify announced they're building their own Atmos studios. It really wouldn't surprise me if, not too distant future, companies will require Atmos to be playlisted at all. There's even some talk of Atmos being required to submit at all in the future. At least that's some of the rumors in the industry. Whether that plays out or not, we don't know. But I do know that that could probably benefit the major record labels. Atmos is already being used by major artists like The Weeknd, Lady Gaga, Coldplay. They've all released Dolby Atmos albums. As more and more artists release Dolby Atmos music, more are probably going to follow suit, and it's going to kind of snowball and lead to a greater adoption of the format. Dolby Atmos also opens up all kinds of creative opportunities for the artists and producers. With traditional stereo, basically you were limited to, panning stuff left and right, up the center, that kind of thing. But with Dolby Atmos, you can truly place sound anywhere in the room around the listener, creating a much more dynamic and layered sound possibility. This just allows for way more artistic expression, experimentation, and just a whole new listening experience for the end listener, your fan. Finally, Dolby Atmos is not for just music, like I said. It's also being used in video games, movies, VR, probably the future, AR as well. Basically creating much more new immersive experiences that we seem to be moving forward with technology these days. The only downside to this is the rising costs as a producer, engineer, and artist. And yes, technically you can do a Dolby Atmos mix in just a pair of headphones, though it's highly not recommended. And I won't get into all the technical side of things here, but just know it's a lot more complex than just setting up a pair of speakers in a room. There's a lot more to be considered. It's recommended to have a 7.1.4 or 9.1.4 for music. So that's 12 or 14 speakers. each of those scenarios, either 7 or 9 being your ear level surround speakers, the second number 1 being the number of subwoofer or LFE in Atmos, what they're called, low frequency effect channels. That's your subs. You could have multiple subs but still be a 0.1. For music, it makes more sense that way than using separate LFE channels. They do that sometimes for film. And then 4 being your height speakers or your ceiling speakers. 4 is recommended for music, or more. You can go 6 or 8. There's all kinds of different things, but basically the main one really is 714 or 914 if you want to be a little more fancy. That just allows you to have a little more width on your width speakers in the front. Anyways, there's more to factor in, like tuning your speakers, your time alignment, room acoustics, as you can't have these things all misaligned when you have this many speakers in a room. It can just be a major project really for any studio, but especially for the bedroom producer, more scaled down studios or project kind of things that people do. So obviously Atmos is a much higher cost to get into. But it can be done, and it's really quite impressive and just is amazing for Atmos music. So these are some of the reasons why I think the future is immersive audio, and I believe that Atmos has something special here. So if you've made it this far, please do me a huge favor. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment below what you think of Atmos. Are you going to get into Atmos? Do you think it's completely stupid? And if you're an artist, producer, I totally understand it. Why, it's just cost prohibitive for a lot of you. I totally get it. But let me know what you think. What are you eventually? Is that your goal to get into Atmos? What do you think about it? Anyway, my light just went off, so it just got darker. Guess that's time for me to go. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to check out my beats, ducebeats.com. Peace.